over. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, live from Dominican Republic in Punta Cana. And we are going to talk about stock market, bull, run, or bust. You decide, because you're going to have to be in it, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, you can't sit on the sidelines. You can't just think, I'll think about it later. You're going to have to be in, because of days like this is when you make money. And eventually, you're going to have to make other decisions down the line, but that's why you're the CEO of your life. Because to love it by investing in it and watching the boom and the ride. Now, we got to get into this a little bit once again, because I find it very fascinating. I hope you do too, is that the stock market keeps going up and down just based on words. Nothing about anything that has to do with financials. It's all based on tariffs and tariff wars. And what I find very, very fascinating is I can light a match to the economy by raising tariffs on everybody around the world. The stock market goes down. Soon as they hear that our government is in talks to do a tariff deal, not that it's actually done, but in talks, the stock market goes up. Again, nothing happened other than talks. But here's the funny part. If you wouldn't have messed with it in the first place, then why wasn't the stocks going up in the first place? That's the $1,000,000 question. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that there's manipulation going on, because talks is not earnings. Talks is not actually what company's bottom line shows. Talks is something that somebody created, because instead of, I'll use a perfect example this past week, when a president said we're going to do tariffs at 145%, and then you go have talks to reduce it or pause or things like this. I'm like, well, you lit the match by doing the 145%. So the fact that you're going to go back and talk about reducing it after you lit the match and burning the house down, I don't understand how the stock market goes bing, boom, bang, boom. And what happened today? A crazy run up. And other people here has been doing the salsa dance as well, right? You've been doing the salsa dance because today was dividend buying day. What do I mean by that? YieldMax ETF, Defiance Group ETFs that pay weekly. And so therefore, they were doing their reinvesting of the dividends today. So again, you got more free shares if that's how you do it, or maybe you took out the cash and said, thank you very much for giving me my 2, 3, 4% this month. You did hear me, 2, 3, 4% this month. You want to find out more? Well, go back and look at some other videos. But first, we always have to talk about our own Professor Auntie family. You got to go down to Beachfront Java, ladies and gentlemen. Use the promo code SSN Lifestyle. So many different blends and varieties of coffee, but the most important part, premium blend coffee beans. So you have whole ground, you have drip ground, you have fine ground, and you have the Keurig. All of that at your disposal, anywhere from half-pound bags to 5-pound bags. Go to beachfrontjava.com, but before you go, write down SSN Lifestyle, all one word, all capital letters, because after your first order, you're going to receive a discount for life. And if coffee's not your thing, which it should be, health-wise, go study. Tea, another healing situation for your body. Tea leaves has gone down in history as helping people. Tea is also on the agenda of Beachfront Java. So you have the best of both worlds. Go over there, show your love, and support our own. And that's what you have to start thinking about. Are you supporting the billionaire corporations, or are you supporting the mom and pop businesses that actually make the engine of America run? How many people knew out here that 60 62% of the workforce is generated from mom and pop and small businesses. 62% of employment. So if you want to win on a local level, 62%, then you have to support these small businesses. And that allows them to pay livable wages, which is hard to do with a small business. But if you give it support, that's what they're going to do. Okay, let's see what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go to the old standby late for the last year or so, CNBC. And the reason I'm going there is to go see what's been happening for the futures, which I would expect flat. Stock futures are flat after big rally. Key inflation report on deck. Exactly. Again, I don't know how you count inflation. I know if somebody says there's 145% tariffs, that means the price of goods and services sold inside of America that come from China are going to go up double and a half the price. But our inflation numbers will not reflect that. And you have to ask yourself, why? And it makes really no sense. Now, there's something that came up today, and I find this very, very fascinating. It's on CNBC, and I don't understand, since when do financial systems root for alternative information? As in, I'm looking at something right now. Tariff receipts topped 16 billion in April. Now, I don't know what they're looking at, but the way I look at it is that means American consumers paid an extra $16 billion in goods that they received. So it's not like the tariff receipts are from another country. It's on the backs of the importers who have to go pick up their goods at customs occasionally, or who has to deal with the products or the equipment that comes in, import duties. That's paid by the American companies. That's not paid by the people that send it to you. And I have to pay the 1.5 times price tag to get it here. And you don't think I'm going to turn around and have to raise my prices to the American consumer? That's why I don't like this. Tariff receipts top 16 billion in April, a record that helped cut the budget deficit. Now, again, this is why ignorance wins in today's society. We do know the deficit is $36 trillion. That's $1,000 billion stacks of cash. And you're talking to me about 16 billion? You can't even do 1,000. You can't even do 1/1000th. 16 billion is nothing. What is that? Like 0.002% of the deficit? And so why would they make something a record that helped cut the budget deficit? Are we serious right now? Our interest rate to pay our debt is $1 trillion. 16 billion ain't going to cut it. We need 884 billion dollars stacks of cash to get what we're going to owe in $1 trillion for our deficit. So this is the kind of mindless, needless nonsense that is so irritating, because this is not helping. This has created a trade deficit with the other country. So if you think that's good or whether you think it's bad, the fact of the matter is it's going to have a trade deficit because American goods can't be sold to the other country. So again, I question how you have a stock market going up and away when there is no indication anywhere that everything's going to be fine. No indication anywhere. They're being light-footed on everything. Inflation numbers, they go, well, it's 1.9 or 2. No, it's 1.9% less than it was year over year, but it's still inflation is still going to be in the twos. So I don't understand why they're playing these monkey around games when you know it's not better. So the stock market boom or bust, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about. Wealth building. Let me know what you guys think down below. But again, we're sitting here on a nice breezy evening, and it's not so bad this May. I would say it was probably around 85 degrees with the nice wind, and probably it still ended up being around 90 degrees out, but still, that's not 105. Last May, it was terrible. Very, very bad humidity levels. All right. Once again, thank you so much for being here on the Stock Market Boom or Bust edition, the Money Making Monday live stream. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you let other people know that there is a way out. And what's that way out? Well, investing where the big boys, because they're actually manipulating the market. So why not join the party and take advantage of the situation? Now, let's talk about advantage of the situation. Again, I sound like a broken record, but I have to admit and have to say to all of you, there's stocks that you need to consider. YieldMax ETFs we've been talking about for over a year and a half. When they're giving out option income, premium monies and fees that they make due to this volatile market, and the stock price can stay nearly the same price, and somebody says we're going to give you 2% this month, 2.5% this month, 7% this month. I know it's an anomaly because you never know how much option income, premium money, fees, and everything you'll be able to get next month or next week. But the fact remains the same. You're in the game receiving dividend money, and you're in a stock market that can go up just on a whim. A simple thing tomorrow saying we're making deals, or we're going to, in fact, if they said, let's go back to the TPP, you would be relatively happy. You'd be like, oh my God. Oh, all the tariffs are back down to the TPP levels. The stock market would go off the charts. If Jerome Powell stepped up to the mic and said, we're going to cut interest rates 0.1%, the stock market would still rise up. It's being manipulated. That's where the big boys play. And that's why OCs, ordinary citizens, need to play there as well. So you're going to have to love it by investing in it, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let this parade go by. You have 1 year, 7 months that I keep alluding to. And you're going to be lucky if you can make that runway happen. You can get to 1 year and 7 months and still have discretionary income or disposable income to make investments, then you win. Because 80% of the population cannot do that. So there's dwindling numbers of competition. And that's what makes this very, very interesting for everybody that likes financial freedom, financial independence. You're going to be able to achieve it as long as you understand what the level playing field is. You have to be in it to win it. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, because this is shocking information that they put out here, and I'm looking overnight. The futures are all red. Oil is down. The U.S. 10-year Treasury yield is 4.451. That's incredible. That means your mortgage rates aren't coming down, whether Powell comes on the stand and said 0.25 reduction or not in the next 2 months or whatever, 2 or 3 months. Not going to help you. The U.S. Treasury yield, because the actual economy is not in good standing. So in order to make people invest from outside of America into American corporations or into the United States, you give Treasury bonds. It's 4.451%. So you sell $1 trillion worth of Treasury bonds, you're going to owe $440 million. Is that going to be right? No. $445 million? No. How about 44.5 million in interest for every 1 trillion printed. Now you understand why we owe $1 trillion in interest payments now in America. Where are we going to get that money from to pay them back? Just saying. All right. Let me know. This is cold, hard facts, ladies and gentlemen. You can't sugarcoat it, because if you sugarcoat it, you're going to have your pants down. You're going to have a problem out here. So don't think that everything is going fine because the markets or the CNBC does these blatant headlines that make no sense. It's relative. You have to understand what you're doing here. You just cannot believe everything you read. You have to go study it for yourself. See if it makes sense to you. It's your hard-earned money. And that's why you have to figure out how you're going to spend it. All right. It's Money Making Monday, live stream, live from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you understand what you're doing around here with that salsa dance. Now, again, next Friday, or this Friday coming up, more salsa dancing is going to happen, because if you don't know about YMAG, YMAX, IWMY, what else am I missing? There's two new ones, CHPT, which is very interesting, although I am not in it, of course. But LFGY, that's very interesting in itself. So again, these are stocks that give out by YieldMax ETF and Defiance Group, and they give that out every week, every Friday. There's dividends being kicked out. You're getting 2% or 1.5% or even 1%. That's a win in my book, because if somebody says you have 12% return or 24% return or 30% return annually, I take that as a big, big W. I don't know about you, but that's a big W to me, especially when we start getting into double digits. Everybody knows I like not 9, I like 10, but I like 12 and 13 a whole bunch better on returns. I like 15, 16 if you can get it. How do you get it? ARR, ORC, PSEC, AGNC, NLY, which is probably 13, 14% right now. Let me know what you think about those that we've discussed many, many times before. There's others, high risk, MFA. How do you like that, ladies and gentlemen? That's why you have your pen, pads, and papers ready, so it gives you something to think about. What about gold and silver right now? What do you think about that? You guys know the policy is you should have a little bit of gold and silver, whether it's only a few grams or whether it's a few ounces. You should just have a little bit of gold and silver, no matter how you slice it. There's just no way around it. That can help you out a lot. And I'm having a little problem, it looks like. I have to figure out how I can get my phone to verify, unfortunately. That's very, very bad. So we will see what we got going on. And again, if you're out and missing out on the offshore investing opportunities around the world, just go look. I would caution you on doing these hotel condo concepts that they have out here. There's these like Wyndhams, there's, hotels, Hiltons and Marriott's, and they're trying to get you to invest. And actually, you're not investing, you're building them a condo, because after it's built, they tell you you're in a rental pool or you rent it out. They rent it out and you can't live there past X amount of days. So you basically do not really own it per se. You're basically investing in something that's going to give you single digits returns, and you better be happy about it. And so the occupancy rates have to be very, very high. The management fees are generally not very low. So there's a lot of money being siphoned off at your expense. So what I'm referring to is you invest in something that's under your name, which I understand these condo hotels, the deed and title is in your name, obviously, but you don't control when you can rent it, how long you can rent it for the price that you want to rent, when you can come stay in your own unit. All that is not under your control. So as an owner of a business, you should not fall prey to any situation that limits what you can do. I just figured I'll tell you a story. I usually do Friday night story nights, but I'll let you know today I forgot about even making reservations for a Airbnb property. And so I was sitting there early this morning and I said, you know what? I guess I better go find me something. But see, the reason why I did not panic is very simple. Once you do your studying and your homework, which is what you do when you invest, then you understand. When you know the amount of tourists coming in May is not 800,000, 900,000. Best case scenario, I would guess, the way things were looking today is probably around 500 to 550,000. If I had to guess, the flight was half full. And the cheapest flight, by the way, one of the cheapest flights to get here was half full. Okay, maybe it's just one of these weeks. But the fact of the matter is, I was not worried about availability. What people need to be worried about is when you own property and you're not renting it out, then what should a person do? And there's many people that decide to do dynamic pricing. A day or two before, the price might be $400 for 4 nights because we're staying 4 nights for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, right? So, but 2 days before, or a day before, or same day, all of a sudden it's half price. Because once the days keep going by, you lose money. So a smart person says, well, hell, let me do like $200 for a full week, including housekeeping. Not a full week, but for 4 nights. That's $50. Now, this is pretty awesome when you're staying in Los Corrales, El Cordacito. But in Los Corrales, you're staying up the street from the supermarket. The bands and nightclubs and any music is even right next door in a plaza. So everything is right here. The beach can go down there right now, and you're only 5 minutes or less walking distance. If you had a bicycle, you'll be down there in 1 minute. If you had one of those moto scooters, it'll also be about 1 minute or less. So again, this is why I was not worried once you understand the lay of the land. If you also understand what we've talked about before, stock market boom or bust, Airbnb ticks, Airbtics, AIRBTICS.com now says 6,600 units are for rent in the La Altagracia province. So that is Punta Cana. That is Los Corrales. That is Cap Cana. That is Verón. That is Higue. That is Michis. That is a bunch of places. And that has 6,600. That's not including what's in the rest of the Dominican Republic, just where 60% of all travelers who come by air land at the Punta Cana airport. There's over 6,600 Airbnbs in the system. Unbelievable. So if you want to play around in that game, fine. There's always ways to do it. Again, I haven't made a video yet that will explain how you can win in these circumstances. But stock market boom or bust works along those same lines with one difference. Stocks are thin air. They're a piece of paper that do not exist. There's no value. Real estate actually exists and has a value. Big difference. So you cannot do what you can do with stocks for the real estate game. So therefore, you have to buy low, just like stocks. And by buying low, that gives you opportunities. Rent, long-term, month-to-month, short-term. And if you buy at the right price, whether you do short-term or long-term, you have a profit coming, preferably 10% or more. Why bother if you can't get 10% when you can buy treasuries for 4.45%? I don't understand why you would do all this for 4 or 5%. We just get that easily. You can go and get Energy Transfer, which is ET, and get around 6.5 to 7.5% dividend. I don't see a problem. There's a bunch of things you can do, ladies and gentlemen. Stock market boom or bust means you win. You just have to be in it and ready to pull triggers. Nobody's saying after it rose up today that you're supposed to sell, but it's nice to see a higher number, but it's long-term investing. So that means eventually it's going to come back down and it's going to go back up. This is why I'm heavy into the dividends that we've been talking about, because no matter what happens, you have money coming in, whether it's a boom or a bust. If you're doing Defiance Group, YieldMax ETFs, and a whole bunch of option income groups that have showed up on the scene. All right. So let me see what's going on tonight. Brian P., Mr. Dividend has arrived. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, where he is the CEO of his life. You can get that gear at StopStrugglingNow.com. Nice shameless plug. But Brian P., let me give your dividend. Let me, Mr. Dividend, give you your tagline. Happy day, Eric. Thank you. Happy day to you. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Happy SSN family. Thank you so much for that. Very, very happy to see you once again. I know you were doing the salsa dance today with the messages saying ding, 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 dividends reinvested. If you have that set, smash that like button. Give it a one piece. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, ladies and gentlemen. We are making money in here. You're damn right. That's what we do. You guys don't understand. You've had the blueprint for making money for the last 5 years. Sure, we've taken risk on other things, as you should. If you have disposable income, you should take low risk on high risk opportunities. High risk opportunities fail at a 99% rate, just so everybody understands. All right, Tamara Larry, another investor, an investor in the Dominican Republic, is coming here. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. See you tomorrow. That's right. Time to get down for some biz. You know what we're doing. That's right. Looking for opportunities, getting everything straight for the opportunities, and slam dunking this out here, ladies and gentlemen, because we know what's coming next. And let me talk about what's coming next in the DR. Here's what I feel what's coming next. If you're out here buying property for $150,000 or more, I'm just going to say it like it is. This is now May 12th, 2025. Don't do it. If you're going to go over 150, 160, forget about it. Because as I was just saying at the Airbnb, I'm in Los Corrales. I'm staying in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath place with everything, a balcony in Los Corrales. And I can walk to my favorite spot, La Bruja, which, by the way, I had them nachos fire sticks tonight, nachos. Oh my God. That's right, a little earlier before the live stream. I had to go fix. That was one of my fix. So less than 100 yards to La Bruja, less than 100 yards to the supermarket, less than 300 yards to the beach. I mean, what more do you need? Less than 50 feet to late night music, which is playing right now. Free, by the way, for your entertainment pleasure while you drink, eat, and be merry. But here's the thing. Because this is considered May, shoulder season, so to speak, it's not high season, it's not low season, it's just another season. There is not 100,000 people here this week in Punta Cana. There is not 150,000 couples in Punta Cana. There is not 200,000 couples in Punta Cana looking for places to stay. There may be 100,000 people. And most of the time, people travel in 2, 3, 4 pairs. So therefore, they only really need 20,000 rooms, not 100,000 rooms. And guess what? There's 20,000 rooms because hotels are over 20,000 just in the Punta Cana area. And even the hotels are at 81% in the month of March. That's not 93 like the realtors try to lie and tell people to make them believe their short-term rentals are going to be valued at a higher rate. Yes, short-term rentals, your condos are going to be at a higher price year over year because the cost of building goes up, the materials go up. But does that mean you should buy at the higher rate? Like right now, I'll say it again, there's a lot of people over here in Los Corrales selling one-bedroom units for $170,000. But you can go on Airbnb right now and see how many units right now that you cannot charge $170 per night for a one bedroom. So that 4 nights that I'm paying $206, you're going to tell me somebody else is going to spend $510 unnecessarily when you have 20 units that are a bedroom here that are $200 to $260 a night. That makes no sense. So, okay, sure. There's people that have a one bedroom at 451 saying, well, we're close to the water, we're close to the beach, whatever. That's very fine and dandy. But ladies and gentlemen, stock market boom and bust is different than a real estate boom or bust. All right. Just keep that in mind. You cannot go by whisper in the dark. Like the stock market is operating right now, whispers in the dark. So that's why we're able to exploit it, take advantage. A simple, we're going to have a sit down talk over tariffs gets the stock market to go boom because they look at it like, oh, we're going to be stabilized now. Now we can start making plans. So that's a good thing. That's not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's manipulation. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, looks like I have no further comments. Okay. Well, let me get Tamara Larry off. We'll see you in the familiar tomorrow to break it down. That's right. We got business to handle. A lot of business to handle. And look forward to seeing you and the fam. Very, very happy about that. Now, let's get back into the stock market boom or bust cycles. So let's get into derivatives. I've talked about derivatives over the years, but a lot of people do not understand the problem with derivatives. So let's use a simple thing like a house, and the person gets a mortgage, and you bought a $500,000 house. The paper says you put down 10%, you owe $450, the loan is $450. Well, because all they received was kibbles and bits, they didn't receive the full $450. They turn around and sell the note. They're in no interest to collect kibbles and bits for the next 30 years. So if somebody came in and said, hey, we'll buy 10 of those $500,000 homes from you, and the value is $4.5 million, and they say, well, we'll give you $1.7 million right now. And we'll take over those notes. We'll assume the liability. We'll assume the responsibility. Don't you think they would be giving it up? And they do. They're saying, thank you very much. I'll take that 1.75. I'll take that $2 million. Now it's a derivative because they sold the paper to somebody else. The amount is still due, but that one person made 1.7 to $2 million. The other person is now on the hook to collect up to 4.5 million because there's going to be people default. There are going to be people that has interest, that the added interest accumulates and it's more than the 450,000, right? So that's part of the plan as well. Those are derivatives though. You have to understand this. So you have company B that says, oh, we profited 1.7, 1.8 because all it cost us was whatever it was for the retaining and getting the loans processed, which they charged a fee for. And so therefore, a derivative starts going down the line. Now, the second party, after they said, we're going to buy this from you for 1.7, I'll use that number. What do? They do the same thing. They go to the bank and say, hey, look, we have $4.5 million worth of homes. Do you think I can get a 50% loan? And they're like, 2 million, 2.5, 2.25, give you 2 million. Now these guys make their money back. So now what's the risk? But it's another derivative, right? They got their money back. People are paying their mortgages so they can pay back that loan too. Another derivative going down that road. What happens if interest gets locked up, ladies and gentlemen, where all of a sudden there is no other party that people can go to? Now everybody's holding the bag. You understand this, I hope. This is part of stock market investing. This is part of derivative investing because the same thing happens with like our friend Elon Musk. And he's no friend of mine, but I'm just saying. Elon Musk borrows against his Tesla stock to go buy companies. Borrows. No cash, borrowed. The people that gave him the loan are the ones holding the derivative. They're the ones holding the bag if he defaults. Or if the value of the companies go down and he can't pay his margin call, then what happens? Who's going to buy it up? Is someone else going to get the same debt? If there's a credit crunch, a debt credit crunch, what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? If you think red today in the futures is something for overnight, if that happens, it's going to be red for a week because there will be no way out. And the guys that make money will be running to the government saying, just like in 2008, 2009, if you don't bail us out, we're going to have a market meltdown. Oh my, these guys are dramatic after what they do. All right, there we go. I got some things I need to do in the background, but let me know what you guys are thinking because, again, tap yes on the Google prompt. I got to get into something in the back office. Got to change the title of this live stream. Oh, wait, looks like we got something. Uh-oh, no, we don't. I hate these things. I really, really dislike how I got to find the Google thing now. I really, really dislike this. It doesn't pop up on my phone and they're sending me Google messages and it's annoying. It's very annoying, quite frankly. I'm sitting here trying to get verified to log into YouTube. Check your Galaxy Note. That's funny. No love. Zero love. I don't know where I'm supposed to find this thing, but there is no love coming. No love. Uh, this is insanity. It's terrible. Terrible. All right, let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to be on here too long tonight because, as you know, I'm in DR and I'm relaxing. In fact, I have to get a few more drinks before the night's over. It's 9:45 p.m. Give me some fluids because water may not just be enough. Joe Nay, another investor is here. Real estate, stock market boom and bust. He's in it. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says his tagline this evening. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing on this Money Making Monday? We're doing great, man. Very happy to see you here. Part of the DR system now. Over here hanging out, retiring. Let us know what you think for the last 3 to 4 weeks, what your experience has been in the DR. Let people know. That's pretty awesome. Real awesome. Real awesome. I just smashed that like button. Please, you guys do the same. It's only free to subscribe, click the all notification bell, and smash the like button. Come on. What more can you ask for? Looks like I'm going to have to get verified a different way because this is getting ridiculous. I can't get into the account. I just don't get it. It's like we're running backwards. Coney is up 6.5% in overnight hours. Yes, That is a Yieldmax ETF stock symbol. You might want to go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. This stock has risen over the last few weeks. This is incredible. All right, Joe Nay, does someone have an extra phone charging cable? My phone battery is dying because of all the dividend and reinvestment notifications. Exactly. Today, bing, 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 bing. Oh, I love that. I really, really, really love that. Eric, did you see crypto CEO going to prison? Yes, Alex, what was his name? Cheminsky, the guy that was running. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh man, we even had money locked in there for a second. One of the Alex Mashinsky. That's his name. Yeah, I love it. That punk ass. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we were doing some investments in there, and in case you don't know, I was in contact with his office. He actually contacted me and said, "Yeah, I'll come on and talk with you guys." And I said, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure. I got nothing to hide." I'm like, "Are you sure?" So then he says, "Oh, no, Eric, hey, I'll come on, but here, talk to my sidekick." His sidekick hits me up and he says, "Hey, man, I'll be on such and such day. Let's say today's Monday. They say I'll come on Wednesday's live stream." I said, "All right, cool. Is Alex going to be on?" Well, maybe, maybe not. He might pop in for a second, but I'll handle everything. I'm like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Look, we're going to be talking just how I'm talking to you right now. It's going to be live. And we have an open chat room. So they get to ask questions. We have people that invested in your company and are not happy. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe next week, maybe the week after." So then I came him up and I said, "Hey, man, I thought you guys are trying to be fully transparent. What's all this stuff that I keep seeing Alex Machinsky always putting stuff out all the time for help because you help him market?" He's like, "All right, I'll be on Wednesday." Wednesday comes, hit him up, no answer. Friday comes, they said, "Oh, we'll come on Friday." Something came, Friday came, no answers. Right then and there, I knew there was a problem. And that's when, luckily, a lot of SSN Nation members start divesting because at the time I was saying, "Hey guys, these guys don't want to come on and there must be a reason." And then luckily, we have a lot of people that didn't get their money locked up. The funny part is I had like $400 or $500 of their wrapped, I don't know what it was, ETH or something. And so they would never release it, which is funny as hell. But luckily I got out when we all did and didn't go down with the ship. But yes, Brian P., I know all about it and you know all about it too, because we talked about them before. All right, Jawway J, another investors in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Receive notification and smash that like button like a true champion. And thank you so much for being here, man. Much appreciated. Jonay, I have been here 4 weeks. Workers are clearing the area around this project. It's totally different. I'm excited to see this place in the coming months. I'm going to be over there tomorrow, man. Jonay, I'm going to be in the vicinity. By the way, the Officina contacted me and they started giving me some information. Unfortunately, I was traveling today, so I really couldn't get involved with them too much. But tomorrow, I'm hoping I can come by and see what the big deal is going on over there. So I can get the lay of the land. Unfortunately, that free shuttle doesn't seem to be on the right time frame, and it doesn't come too far out. Not unexpected because they haven't built their whole community yet. So it wouldn't make much sense to do anything else. But where's my? Okay, this is getting interesting. Yeah, let me see what they said. I was going through a lot of things today. Here we go. Jardines. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. The prompt has expired. I don't get this. Why is this happening? All right. Okay. So this reminds me. Um, Yeah, the constructor, ladies and gentlemen. All right, developer. Let me see if this is them. I forgot to do something about that today. Very, very busy out here. All right, let's go. Well, hey, you know what? I just got to let people know. Some people right now may own at the Oceana. Oceana's still not done. It's literally less than 100 and 200 feet away. But the point is, Oceana, um, they're still gray buildings. They have more buildings, I'll say that, but they're gray. So the real estate boom that has occurred in the Dominican Republic and around the world, I think, in my opinion, is starting to come to an end. The reason why is because the most people that are going to buy and invest are Americans, Canadian citizens, and people in the EU. Whenever there's tariff wars, uncertainty in the markets, people aren't willing to invest. So therefore, the secondary markets, such as going outside of your country and investing, starts going down. Now, no, I'm in the real estate game, and I love when this situation happens. You want to know why? Because opportunities to create millionaires is right at hand. What's going to end up happening is, or should, depends on a lot of factors, is that the properties that are going to be completed now, they're not going to have the renters that a lot of people thought they were going to be able to make money on renting. So they're going to be unhappy. They're going to say, man, I got to get rid of this. So they're going to be on the market. A lot of them are going to be on the market. In fact, there's a place right now that I'm not going to give the name because I don't know for a fact. 6 months ago, they had like 10 one bedrooms for sale and like 12 two-bedrooms for sale in this small project that I venture to say only has like 50 units because they were trying to get their equity. Because equity wise, they were charging double what they purchased it for. And they knew maybe somebody started talking about you may not be able to get that number in the future. And here we are. So there's a lot of places that's going to fall in this bucket. But over there where Joe Nay is, they're doing something else. Something else. Eric, hope to see you in Punta Cana. Well, Jaway J, what side of town are you staying on, man? Come on now. I'm here. I'm here. I'm going to be testing my drone somewhere, sometime, somehow. I've had this drone for over 6, 7 months. I never even broke it out the package. I was trying to do it out in Cali the last week. Every day was like gust of wind of 30 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. It's like, okay, I'm not even going to risk it. And now that I went to the Georgia and it started raining, and now I'm in the DR and it appears it's windy and all that earlier today. Now it's calmed down. So maybe we'll get one of these days where it's drone footage will be pretty cool. Or a light breeze, very light breeze. I'll try the drone. And again, I'm rookie drone operator. So we'll see what happens. All right. So let me know what side of town you're on, Jawway J. Let us know. It'd be awesome to see how things are going with some of your projects that you have invested in as well. All right, stock market boom or bust, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I want to see predictions. I want you guys to tell me what do you think is going to happen. Let's just start today, May 12th, 2025. What's going to happen between May 12th and let's go July 1st? That's a month and a half out. What's going to happen in that between time? Do you think the stock market's going to rise some more, or do you think it's going to go down? You think it's going to be a bull run or a bear market? Bull run means run up, bear market means down. So that just gives you an idea. So is the market going to go up or is it going to go down over the next month and a half? Now, I'm going to go with it's going to go up because there's going to be a lot of this information, misinformation that says we are going to be in talks or we're going to have a deal like the Britain deal, right? And it's like, isn't that the same deal that was already in existence? But you guys made it seem like a big deal. We came to an agreement. No, you came to an agreement years ago. Just acting like it's new is disgusting. And of course, the stock market reacted in a positive manner, even though it's damn near the same thing. This is laughable on its face. And I'm all here for it. If you can make easy money based on hearsay and BS, I'll take it all day long. So that's why you can't get scared, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to be out here, play with the big boys. Don't be scared. I know when the stock market dropped 1,000 points, 1,500 points, and all that 10 to 12 days ago, and people were losing their portfolios and people were, 20, 30% down. They were selling. That's what the rich guys want you to do, sell. You're supposed to reinvest at the lower price. All right. Cabeza del Toro. I've never stayed out that way. I know it's by the beach. It's I just don't know what's even out there. I don't even think I've never been out there, I don't think. That seems more isolated to me. And it's a little bit ways from downtown, which is not like I hang downtown. But Los Corrales is like the spot. They have everything. Maybe Cabeza del Toro does too. I don't know. That's cool. But yeah, man, unless you're coming, I don't know how I'm going to see you, man. Unless I come out that way for some weird reason. I guess I should go check it out just to see what it's like. Serenade All Suites. Okay. Uh, all right. Well, maybe I'll come out that way just to see what Cabeza del Toro has. I know there's golf course out there. I know there's all inclusives over there. Um, there's supposed to be some pre-construction projects over there, a bunch of things, but I've never been out there. And it's close to the beach as well. But I didn't see on any satellite photos or anybody showing little, restaurants. I mean, not restaurants, but supermarkets, places that, are playing music. I don't see people going to a big, huge beach. It seems like the beach is a limited uh, square footage beachfront where it seems like maybe only 20 feet of sand versus other areas around Punta Cana. That's actually a big, huge beach. But we will see. Serenade All Suites. Well, how long are you going to be here, Jaway J? Let's hear it. What's going on? How much longer? More ways to verify. Yeah, I still can't get in here. I still can't get here. This is crazy. This is real crazy. Oh, here we go. We got something. What's this here? Open settings, tap Google. What settings? See, this is what I'm saying. I don't see this says the prompt expired again. What settings are they talking about? I don't know what settings they're talking about. This is crazy. This is real crazy. Is this something like, is there settings here? Settings. Uh, Tap Google. Okay, tap Google. What is this? Choose your account, manage your Google. Okay, it's already on here. Oh, are they sending stuff to my email? I don't see the code. This is terrible. This is terrible. All around terrible. I can't get the security code. This is laughable. Very laughable, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, I can't change the title of this video for the open population. Title of the video is supposed to be Stock Market Boom or Bust. I want to hear from you guys. Until Sunday, okay, well, are you going to be coming around anywhere else? Are you going to be going downtown? Are you going to be going anywhere? Los Corrales, you're going to go to any projects or anything like that? Let me know where you will be. I will come out there. Okay, man, right on. Cool. I'll let you know. I got your info on WhatsApp, I believe. Yes, I know I do. All right, man. Well, cool. We'll hook up, man. Hopefully the wife is with you as well. Say hello to her and every woman here in the SSN Nation. Happy belated Mother's Day. Hopefully you had a wonderful day and people were treating you with kindness and respect that you deserve on that day. All right. And in the future, not just that day, which is always the weirdest thing, right? All right. I'm not going to be on here too much longer because I'm a little tired. I had to get up early. All right. Coinbase joining S&P 500 days after Bitcoin soared past 100,000. I wonder what happened with CONY today. Oh, it went up 8.2%. I wonder what happened with Coinbase stock today. Oh, I don't know. They're joining the S&P. I guess their stock price is going up too. Yep. Went up $7.90 to 207.22. All right. Well. We got a lot going on. Market movers, energy, NRG. Now, I don't know what they do, but I know what they do, but I don't know if they give out any dividends. But there's several things. Nvidia is at 123. Remember when Nvidia was at 80 something, 86, 85, and people wrote it off? And we were trying to tell you, get those dollar cost averages under 100. Can you imagine if your dollar cost average was like 95, 90 now, and you're at $40 a share, $30 a share, $33 a share? That would be crazy. That would be awesome. 33% in less than a month. That would be sick. I like that. It's a win-win for everybody. I love it. All right. McDonald's announces plans to hire 375,000 workers with Trump labor secretary. Now, again, I don't know what this smoke and mirrors is supposed to be. We all know you don't have a livable wage working for McDonald's. Let's just get real. All right. They don't pay nobody $35, $40 an hour. Let's get real. To barely eke out a living. Come on now. This is absurd. Like that's something you should announce. I don't get it. I don't get it. How's that moving? And by the way, you want to know what else is weird? I mean, I just can't get around all these red flags. Let's go. Jobless claims in the month of April. This is just crazy. This is the jobless claims, ladies and gentlemen. Alex gets 12 years. There we go. All right. So, for instance, there was 241,000 April 26th. For that week, 241,000. The week before was 241,000 minus 18. 223,000 jobless claims from the week before. That's over 400,000. So telling me about some McDonald's jobs when you already lost 400,000 jobs plus is kind of ridiculous from an investment standpoint. It's like, what are you doing right now? This isn't helping me out. Right on. Yes, she is. Right on, man. Tell her I said hello. And either way, hopefully I'll see you while I'm here this week. Be cool, man. Sit down, chop it up, have some fun. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give a shout out to Tamara Larry. In fact, I got to give a shout out to Tamara Larry. I got to give a shout out to Glenn, one of the top dog attorneys on the island of Dominican Republic. I've been able to peruse a new contract that's going into the developer. And what I'm seeing, I love. I love when there's some onus on the developers to perform. And the developers are agreeing. I'm loving every bit of it. I love it. There's only one other person that has this type of a contract, by the way, and I'm not one of them. But there's only two people that I've ever seen that have this type of contract. It's pretty sweet. Pretty damn sweet. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to run. I got to get out of here. I got to get some rest and relaxation. So, again, thank you everybody for being here. Again, the stock market boom or bust. I want to hear from you, even if it's after this live stream is over. Put it down here. It's May 12th, even if it's May 13th, May 15th. Put it down there. What do you think is going to happen before July 1st? Is it going to run up from here, or is it going to go down? Or is it going to stay about level? You have three choices. And then we'll come back to it another day on July 1st, and we'll see how it's gone over the last 1 month, 45 days on July 1st. All right. Is that a deal? Let me know if it's a deal. All right. Deal. Okay. Let's go. And with all that said, you guys know I love you very much. I appreciate your support over all these years, and new people that have arrived. Thank you so much for coming and supporting as well. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why we have to stay vigilant. You can't just stop investing in the stock market. There's manipulation going on, and it's going to be manipulated for the next 1 year, 7 months. So when it goes down, when there's dips and it drops dramatically, you need to consider buying, especially if your dollar cost average is higher than that. That's a must. Because if you would have done that last time, this little run up, you'd be very, very happy at 20, 30, 40% stock price increase, which means your portfolio could have increased that amount as well. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, how can you just sit idly by and let the clowns, what they're doing by messing up the economy, you can take advantage of it. And there's a lot of other smart people taking advantage. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. And just be safe out here. Watch your back. Watch what's going on, because a lot of people are getting desperate. A lot of people are dismayed and disruptive in their mental health. So just make sure that you be safe yourself, your friends, your family, who's ever around you. Make sure they're safe. And with all that said, make sure, no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you always keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.